BUCS is back, and it's bigger than ever.
We've got a man in the corner, and it's caught!
Can he hold them off? The roof will be raised in Brentford.
Like an enemy in the night, mission impossible for two.
Both teams hungry, desperate to win that title.
Glasses of milk for everyone all around afterwards, I think, and you should be milking every moment, and that's what we're going to introduce. Milk Every Moment, a new campaign to help students understand the benefit of milk on their sporting performance. An affordable, natural, versatile and widely available choice after exercise. Milk provides a whole host of nutrients, vitamins and minerals to help fuel your workouts. A great option if you are on a budget.
What's your favourite recipe to make using milk?
Mac and cheese. I was going to go with strawberry milk. Pancakes.
Yeah. Nice.
With that in mind, let's talk about milk and BUCS being proud to promote the Milk Every Moment campaign.
Milk provides high quality protein which helps support muscle growth and repair, and B vitamins to assist with energy release. A glass of milk is great for refueling and repairing those tired muscles after a physical match.
And a very good afternoon. Welcome back to those of you that were here with us this morning, and welcome to those of you that are joining us for the first time. The first of 3 days here at the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships, part of the BUCS Swimming Series, and we are here at the Ponds Forge International Sports Centre in Sheffield. A brilliant start to the day, session 1A this morning. Plenty of interesting heats across all of the events that we have got today. And now it's time for session 1B. 43 heats this afternoon in various different events. If you are watching on the YouTube stream, check in the comments, you can see what's coming up between now and probably for the next hour and a half, couple of hours, as we make our way through these. We are focusing on the South Pool. You can see the start list there for the first of our heats. We'll be starting with the open men's 200 metre freestyle. And there will be 8 in the pool as we kick things off. In a venue which is built this afternoon with the atmosphere. It was great this morning, but as we've come through the afternoon, through the break, we have seen the crowd singing and dancing along. Us up here in the commentary stage as well. Enjoying some good tunes, actually, getting ourselves pumped up for an afternoon. Remember, we are on the live stream. We'd love to know where it is that you are watching and listening in from this afternoon. So do use the chat on the YouTube stream. Let us know who you're supporting, be it a swimmer or one of our universities. We'd love to hear from you. Read those out. And we are away in the first of our heats for this session 1B then. It is the open men 200 metre freestyle. Of course, we are on the short course this weekend, so 25 metres the length of the pool. So 8 lengths in these heats that we have got. We're going to have 6 of them coming up for you in the first of our events this afternoon. In lane 1, Jude Richardson, 20-year-old from Sheffield. Mitchell Rice is in lane 2, representing UA 92. Taryn Murphy in lane 3 for Aberdeen. George Rischenberg in 4 for Bristol. Northumbria's Ewan Desborough in lane number 5. James Johnson in lane 6 for Durham. David Graham is in lane 7 for Exeter. And Samuel Sargent in lane 8 for Chester. They are the 8 that get this event underway this afternoon. If you did see us for the morning session, then you will know that we had the fastest 4 heats on paper this morning. as we expect that the finalists will come from those events. Gives them a bit of a rest during the day, obviously. Want to give them a fighting chance when it comes to this afternoon's session. Session 2 will start at 16:30. I'll be joined by Ewan Dunlop, who is doing the female commentary at this moment in time in the North Pool. Two of us will come together to do that. So we look back at the pool then. All 8 of these swimmers have got times around the 2:10 mark. They qualified on the way back in. George Rischenberg the first to take the turn with 50 metres left to go. Around 2.5 seconds ahead of David Graham in lane 7. They will be the first 2 to finish. In fact, Rischenberg in lane 4 has got a good lead there. He's a good 5, nearly 10 metres ahead of everybody else. The 28-year-old from Bristol qualified in a 2:08.2. He's going to be a lot closer to 2 minutes with his finish time here. Touches the wall, and it's a 2:04.36 for George Rischenberg. So he'll be our fastest finisher in the first heat of this afternoon. David Graham 4 seconds behind Mitchell Rice at 2:10.94. We can see there in lane 6, James Johnson coming home at 2:22.48. The first 8 finishes in the South Pool this afternoon. There's plenty more where that's coming from. As I said, 43 heats this afternoon. As we wait for the North Pool to get theirs going. Heat 2 will be along in just a second. Good to see some of you already on the YouTube chat. Samuel Tang supporting Ian from Exeter. And Darren Risley, finally get to see my son swim in the Nationals. Big up to Bournemouth University. Darren, great to have you with us this afternoon. We are sure your son will do you proud, as he will for Bournemouth down there on the south coast. I hope it's nice down there today. Quite cloudy here in Sheffield as we get our second heat underway. 10 in this one. Dylan Webster Deacon for Bristol in lane 0. Carwyn Hancock in 1, also for Bristol. Southampton's Samuel Hurst in 2. Charlie Baldock in 3 for Sheffield Hallam, not far to come for him. James Howard in lane 4 for Liverpool. Leicester's Razvan Grubenescu in lane 5. Thomas Craig in 6 for Cambridge. Alongside him, university mate Samuel English in 7. Thomas Bale in 8 for Bristol. And Bristol also in lane 9 with Kai Weeks. 10 of them away, I should say. You can spot there, we do have an empty lane 5 for this one. So Razvan not joining us in this second of our 6 heats in the 200 metre free in the open male categories. They turn at the halfway point. Close, look at that, 4 of them within 2/3 of a second. Weeks, Bale and English all very, very close to one another. Sub 59 seconds. Let's see if they can keep that pace up as they go through. Morgan Ray and Jamie Hallett on the chat, cheering on Charlie or Charles. And a little shout out to Mr. Meme in the final sessions later. Well, the finals coming up after 4:30 this afternoon. We're looking forward to that as we see the split times again around the 1:30 mark. It's Thomas Bale for Bristol who will turn first. Kai Weeks also for Bristol. Down here in these lanes, 8 and 9 closest to your screen. They take the turn. 15 metres from home. It looks like it is going to be Kai Weeks who has come through in the closing stages. And there we go, both finishing in a 2:02, but Kai Weeks 7/10 quicker. Excellent to see. Charlie Baldock finishing in 8th there at 2:12.82. Some support for him in the live chat. And those are the 9 as they come to the end of heat number 2. Brilliant performance from all of the swimmers there. 2:02, the fastest time for Thomas Bale. Nearly 6 seconds ahead of his qualifying time. Definitely ramping up, and I'm sure there'll be some more to find if he makes it any further in the competition for this one. So heat 3 nearly underway. Full house of 10 standing on the blocks. There are the names. In the third heat of 6 that we are going to see for this event in session 1B. Amir Thomas up in lane 0 for Cardiff. We've got Imam Mustafa in lane 1 for City. Fraser Buxton for Bath in 2. Cameron Lackey for Cambridge in 3. As Ponsforge applauding swimmers there. Sonny Thomas in lane 4 for Newcastle. Jack Milne for Rob Gordon, who is swimming in the S14 classification. We'll be keeping an eye on records for our power swimmers this afternoon. Owen Harding in lane 6 for East Anglia. Joshua Prowse in 7. Oliver Smith in 8. And George White in 9. Representing Chichester. First from Chichester I've seen today, actually. Again, the South Coast getting some good representation this afternoon. We see at the halfway as we get to 100 metres, they take the turn. It is Huga Imam Mustafa who is ahead, and a quarter of a second from Jack Milne. Cameron Lackey as well, halfway through in under 100, under a minute I should say. As they turn again, the chat very busy this afternoon. We're loving this. Make sure you're telling us where you're listening and who you're supporting. Joseph Adams saying, let's go Eliminator. Lisa Wild wishing all the Edge Hill swimmers the very best of luck. Go the Edge this afternoon. So, final 50 metres left to go. Imam Mustafa still ahead. Gap now over a second. Cameron Lackey moves into second place. Mustafa up there in lane 1. Running from the edge of the pool at the top of your screen. Takes the turn. 15 metres left as he comes back down the pool. You've got to say the top 6 in this one are staying quite close together. 2nd to 6th, it could be anyone's as they come into the final stages of the race. It will be we've got Imam Mustafa who will finish first though with 2:02.61. Cameron Lackey 2:05.57, and Owen Harding, you can see there, 2nd to 6th. You've got 1.3 seconds between 5 of them in the middle. Very, very close in that race. Excellent to see. Jack Milne there, as we said, S14 swimmer at 2:06.06. Keeping an eye on that record set by Timon Chapman in the S14 classification. His record of 1 minute 59.42. There's a chance that that might go a little bit later on in this session with Dylan Broom, who's up in heat 6. His qualifying time was 4 seconds quicker than that, so that'll be something that we will be keeping an eye on a little bit later on. So we move on then. Heat number 4. Again, names on the screen for you. And they are away. You can see the names in the lanes. George Young up at the top for Sheffield Hallam. Gregor Skinner and Robbie Thompson in lanes 1 and 2, both for Aberdeen. Sam Rose in 3 for East Anglia. Josh Ellis for Manchester Met in 4. Thomas Saha for Imperial in 5. Guy Semple in 6. Jamieson McLaren in 7. Chris Moodley in 8. Sam Akers in 9. As we see Sam Rose, the first to turn, 25.46 seconds. The first to 50 in this free. George Young not far behind him. Sam Rose, you can see that, really opening up the gap as they come down to 100 metres. That is a very quick first 100, 53.41 seconds for Sam Rose. He's almost 4 seconds ahead of everybody else. Coming up to 1:25, he's over 5 metres ahead as he takes the turn. Absolutely motoring away is Sam Rose. Good history for Sam. He's been one to watch since the age of 13. Now 21 years old and leading the way in this race by a considerable margin. This is going to be a huge gap between Sam Rose and the rest of the field. Let's find out what the time will be. Sam Rose a 1:53.48. That is huge. In lane 4 next to him, Joshua Ellis manages to do it in sub-2. Guy Semple in 2:01.49. But Sam Rose, the headline in that race, absolutely incredible. 6 seconds ahead of second place. Very, very good for Sam. Congratulations to him. He'll be happy with that result for sure. As we get ready for heat number 5. Our penultimate heats in this event for today. Clearing the pool there of the last few. Getting our athletes ready and raring to go. Everyone getting a good rest during the break. BUCS proud to be promoting the Milk Every Moment campaign. It was interesting to see that milk definitely being used as a post-race drink for many of the swimmers. Of course, top-notch source of high-quality protein, and Milk Every Moment have got a store here at Ponds Forge. It's really good to see the athletes going to get their protein shakes and their milk at the break to recover. So we've got an empty lane there in lane number 5. In the other lanes, we've got Sami Kahadari from Nottingham in lane 1. Fergus Curry from Gloucester, sorry, not from Gloucester, from Glasgow in lane 1. Maximus Shaw from 2 in Nottingham. Sheffield Hallam's James Rollister in 3. Jack Abram in 4 for East Anglia. It is Rolliston and Abram the first 2 to turn after 50 metres. Jonathan Mullett from Durham in 6. Zach Westhead from Sheffield in 7. Harry Courtney in 8 for Leeds Beck. And King's College Joseph Day in lane number 9. At the bottom of your screen there. So very, very close. 700ths of a second between Rolliston and Amram at the end of 50 metres. Again, the two of them very close, but Harry Courtney is now closing up from Leeds Beck. He is ahead about 0.8 of a second. A good lead actually now as he comes into the second half of this race. They turn at 1:25. Again, Harry will keep that lead. 19 years old from Leeds Beck, qualified for this weekend at a 1:58.50. So already these qualifying times under 2 minutes. He'll be ahead again, nearly by a second, but Sami Kahari in the very top lane there, lane 0, is trying to come back at him. And he's got about 30 metres to do so. And a turn as well. The atmosphere building in Ponds Forge is the teams, the universities supporting each other on. And this is going to be a very interesting finish to this race. There is only a metre or so in it, but I think Harry Courtney will take it. Yeah, he will indeed. At 1:56.06. Less than half a second ahead of Sami, though, up in lane 0 for second. And Jonathan Mullett at 1:56.54. Half a second, just under, between our top 3 finishes in that heat. Superb race, for sure. So, heat number 6 up next then, the final heat for the open men's 200-metre freestyle. And you can see the names on the pool there of the 10. The one we are going to watch in this one is Dylan Broom in lane number 6, a 22-year-old from Swansea, swimming in the S14 classification. He's one of the power swimmers that we have got here this weekend. His qualifying time was 4 seconds below the current S14 record set by Timon Chapman last year at 1:59.42. So that is one that we'll be keeping an eye on as we go through this afternoon. But it is a strong start in lanes 3 and 4. That's Lim and Fielder. Ethan Lim representing King's College in lane 3, Dan Fielder for Birmingham in lane 4. The two of them turn 0.15 of a second between them. Big question is, have they gone out too early and too fast, matching each other for pace as they go through 75. Always useful to have someone with you in the lane next to you, spurring you on, pushing you on. Third at the moment looks like Christos Manoli from Manchester. He had a good morning this morning in one of the other events. Fast time for him. A lot of our swimmers swimming multiple events this weekend. Dan Fielder first to turn at 125. 18-year-old representing Birmingham today. He's going to turn for the final 50 at 122.83. 2 seconds ahead of Manoli now. Ethan Lim 2.5 seconds back. Keeping an eye, of course, on Dylan Broom as well in lane 6. It's the lane directly under your two golden lanes in the centre. We're hoping to see a time for him in less than 1:59.42. That will be a new S14 record when it comes to the BUCS short course. But there's your fastest finisher, and what a lead he managed to get. Dan Fielder, a 1:51.93. They keep an eye on lane number 6. A 1:59.76. Dylan just misses out on the S14 record by 0.3 of a second. But a brilliant, brilliant swim for him. As we allow someone to go and retrieve something from the pool. Swimming cap or goggles or something on the bottom there. So that is the end of the open male 200-metre freestyle. We move on to event 104, moving on to the 100-metre backstroke. There's your start list for our first three. We've got Surrey County ASA, Chester and Swansea represented. Andreas Zenny, Samuel Sargent and Alex Hobbs will be in lanes 3, 4 and 5. As you see, the wonderful Ponds Forge International Sports Centre, busy on a Friday afternoon. Great to see all the students and the swimmers and the teams in the stands, and our brilliant officials as well on poolside, on deck working to make sure this event runs smoothly today. And touch word up here in the commentary booth, it has done so far. So those are our three. And in fact, it looks like it will just be two for this race. Alex Hobbs not on the ledge with the other two. So it'll be Senzi versus Sargent in a straight 4-length battle. Two of them are away. Andreas Senzi swimming in the S7 para classification as well today. We have representation from S7 and S8 during our heats. Andreas Senzi from Surrey. Again, might be able to break a record today. The record for S7 up until now is a 1:29.77, which ironically was set by Alex Hobbs, who was due to be in lane 5. So we'll be keeping a very close eye on that and see if Andreas will be able to take the record. Samuel Sargent turning in a 34.86 though. As he comes down to the end of the pool, he will turn for home the final 25 metres. On the turn, Samuel Sargent will make his way back for home. The 18-year-old from Chester, a 1:12.5, good time for him. Andreas Senzi making his way down the pool. The 1:29.77 is the record at the moment. think he might just be under it, but it will be quite close. He would have got within a couple of seconds. Yeah, 1:30.77, exactly a second under that record, but incredibly close. Brilliant swim for both of our swimmers there. Really good to see. And good to see as well some more comments coming in on the live stream this afternoon. Grace Courtney saying well done to Harry for a great race this afternoon. And Yasser being supported by Joshua Zhu. Remember, love to see on the live chat who you're supporting this afternoon. If it's a swimmer, if it is university. And whereabouts you're listening from? We had someone from Barcelona this morning. On the female stream, we had someone listening in from the USA. So let us know where you are today and where it is that you are listening and watching the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships 2024. It's brilliant to have you with us. Of course, this event, one of the big ones in the BUCS calendar. You see some brilliant names coming through here, some figures that go on to Olympics, Commonwealth Games, and all of them starting through BUCS, which is brilliant to see. Let's just start this for heat number 2. Andreas Stratigopoulos in lane 0, Nat Hopkins in 1, Leon Callaghan in 2, Ben Overland in 3, Callum Weir in 4, Toby Fotheringham in 5, Matt Dowd in 6, Zachary Neville in 7, and Sam Downey in lane number 8, who is also swimming in the S8 category classification. So again, another chance of a power record to tumble this afternoon as we get underway for heat number 2 of this 100-metre back, the second heat of 7 in this event. Pretty much everyone turning together on the wall after the first 25. Looking at the qualification times, all of them in a 1:05 to 1:08. So this will be quite a close heat. You can see there. Look at that. 4 of them turning with a 31 something. In fact, the first 3 all turning within 23 hundredths of a second of one another. Could be anyone's. And although these all go towards the heats, there's definitely a level of pride that these swimmers will take if they can be a fastest finisher in their heat today. Just give them a little bit of an extra mental boost. There's Ben Overland, who was first to turn with a 31.54 for Kiel, and he will be the first to finish as well. A 1:03.76. Hopkins in second, Fotheringham in third. Sam Dowie, a 1:11.69. That is a big record. That is nearly 10 seconds down on the previous record we had for the S8. It was set by Owen Say, Nottingham back in representing Nottingham, sorry, in 2021. It was a 1:21. Today, Sam Dowie, he has gone nearly 10 seconds clear of that huge record. Congratulations to Sam, 18 years old, representing Stirling this weekend. A sterling swim from him. As we get ready for the third heat then. The whistle goes and our swimmers step up. The 10 names on the pool there. And some quick qualifying times as well. White, Brubaker and Al Kuderi in lanes 3, 4 and 5, all qualifying in sub 1:04 for this one. So those will be the lanes that we'll keep an eye on. Chichester, St Andrews and Nottingham Trent being represented in those 3 lanes. Although it is Alexander Brubaker for St Andrews who is away. And I was about to say clear, but actually down in lane 7, George Mowbray for Leeds. He looks like he's going to be the first to turn. He is, look at that, sub 30. George Mowbray, meaning business for this one. That's what I said. Despite the fact where they are heats and the times go towards the collection of swimmers across all of them, there is definitely an element of pride of finishing your heat as the fastest finisher. It's going to be very close between these two. But George Mowbray might take it, or has he just started to tire. Brubaker pulling back, it's going to come down to the wall. And look at that, 11 hundredths of a second between them, but George Mowbray keeps first there, a 102.87. Alexander Brubaker in a 102.98. Two blistering finishes from them. Really good to see. Reminder, if you are looking for the female athletes during this session, they are in the North Pool. You have to search again on YouTube. You've got Ewan Dunlop commentating on the North Pool this afternoon. He'll be joining me for the finals as well. We'll be starting those from 16:30, 4:30 this afternoon. We'll see who will be taking medals and trophies away from Sheffield. So those are the names for heat number 4. Representation from unis across the country. Everything from Exeter to St Andrews in this one. The 10 take their mark, and they are away on the buzzer for this, the 4th heat of 7 in the 100-metre back. That's what we are in the middle of at this moment in time. The 100-metre fly to come very soon. Max Anderson Loke, a good turn there, but once again down in lane 9, Jake Rodway has gone out fast, and a very interesting one there. Look at that, he's away and half a second ahead of Max Anderson Loke. 29.38 the split time there on the turn. What can he do? A lot of love for Harry Courtney on the chat this afternoon. Isaac Turner, Lily Granger, Grace Courtney, all supporting Harry. Let us know where you're watching and listening in from this afternoon. We'd love to know, in fact, who is listening from furthest away. We have Barcelona this morning. If we've got anyone listening from further away, it would be good to see. Let's finish off heat 4 though. Ben Farquhar Smith, look at that. Incredibly close. A 1:01.99, just 17 hundredths away from second. That was a brilliant one. Brilliant race and a brilliant performance. As we move into heat number 5. Local swimmer in this one in lane 5, Noah Ragg for Sheffield Hallam. He'll be getting some support from the locals, I'm sure, during this race. Those are your names: Ellis, Badams, Carnegie, Hopkinson, Choran, Ragg, Burkitt, Williams, Jackson and Coles. Although, as you can see, Kai Jackson not joining us for this race. We'll have an empty lane number 8. Robin Carnegie swimming down and just taking a little bit of a extra second to prepare themselves, get everything ready. Clark Hopkinson swimming back to the ledge now. Let's hope we can get away second time. Officials just checking on the pool side to make sure all is a-okay. They raise, and they are away this time. So the 9 of them in this 100-metre back heat number 5. Strong starts in lane 4. Here's Choran from Imperial. Looks to be stretching that lead as well at the halfway stage. He'll be the first to touch the pad. How much by though? 28.18 for him. And 1.25 seconds almost between him and the rest of the field. Billy Williams the second to turn. The majority of the pack though turning in under 30 seconds. Lewis Choran the first to turn. He will be the first in this heat, the fastest finisher. Second to 6th though is anybody's guess, actually very close in the midfield. Choran into the final couple of metres. he will touch the pad. Our first one in under a minute, 59.23. Look at the other times come flooding in. Burkett and Williams second and third, just 800ths between them. And Cameron Badams up in lane number 1 within quarter of a second. Very close in the midfield, but it is Lewis Charrant who takes the win with a 59.23 seconds. Our first in under a minute. And some more messages coming in. Loving to see these this afternoon, guys. Keep them coming on the on the YouTube chat. Daniel Fernandez getting some support from Maria Mendez this afternoon. Some support for Kai Jackson. And Shirley is listening and watching from Durban in South Africa. Well, there you go. That's further so far. Have we got anyone further than Durban in South Africa watching her grandson? We'll keep an eye out for the Van Rensburgs in the pool. Let us know who you're supporting. We'll give you a mention and them as well. As we see the start list on the pool there for heat number 6, our penultimate heat in the 100-metre back. 10 of them are away. Toby Hill in lane 0 then for Manchester Met. Giles Cunningham for Nottingham in 1. Gregor Bunny for Bath in 2. Andrew Gore in 3 for Cardiff. Konstantinos Hadjikons for Nottingham in 4. Denolu in 5 for Manchester. And Denolu is the first to turn with a 27.32. Ethan Randall in 6 for Manchester Met. Imperials Ethan G in 7. Jan Bolton for Queen Mary in 8, and Warwick's Adam Ryan in lane number 9. It was Daniel Lowe, the first to turn, 27.32. Incredibly close though. We had 2 people turning at exactly the same time. That top, Daniel definitely the win there. But a smattering of 58 seconds for second, third and fourth. Ethan Randall was second in the race, but first in that pack of 3. 57.14, superb time for Daniel up in lane 5. And just keeping an eye on the records as well today for the male competition. 100-metre backstroke record. It was a 50.7, which was set back in 2021 by Andreas Vazayos, representing Loughborough that year. We'll definitely see some records tumbling later on today. The finals, as I said, will be one to watch. Very much looking forward to that on day 1 of 3 up here in Sheffield. For now, though, final heat of this 100-metre back. Those are your swimmers' names on the pool. McCartan, Nooker, Mahoney, Calverbourg, Stewart, Doran, Williamson, Goldfinch, Morley and Bremner. Everything from Southampton to Strathclyde represented in the pool. Liverpool, John Moore as well. We had a lot of love for Liverpool John Moore on the feed this morning. So hopefully some of them have made their way back. And Shirley, who we heard from Durban, Australia, not Durban, Australia, Durban, South Africa earlier on, saying that her grandson is Keegan Claw from Bournemouth Varsity, lives in Uganda. We'll be keeping an eye and seeing how Keegan does a little bit later on. For now, though, halfway point in this 100-metre back. Calverbourg is the first over, but incredibly close. Most of them turning in a 28 something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them turning in 28 and spare change. So it all comes down to the final 50 metres, the final 25 now. Calverbourg still looks to be ahead, but it's close. It's going to be very close as we come into the final 5 metres. And Joel Morley takes it by 0.02 of a second in those closing metres. Jack Goldfinch only a 10th off the win. Superb. What a way to finish off the heats then. for the 100-metre back. And we will be moving on shortly to our next event. And you can see there we've got 3 of our swimmers ready to go poolside. We move into a big block now, as Jacob Bircher, John Roberts and Alexander Harness will be the first 3 to get things underway. This is event 106, it is the open male 100-metre fly. And it is our first heat of 11. So 113 swimmers to take part in this event for session 1B. Our first 3 are away. Jacob Bircher from Southampton, John Roberts from Sheffield, and Alexander Harness from Chichester. 2 from the south, 1 from a bit further up north, right here in Sheffield actually. John Roberts in lane 4, the local lad. And quite close between them, 1.15 seconds between the 3 as they turn at the halfway stage. Jacob Bircher has got the advantage and looking strong as they turn for 75 as well. Bircher will be the first to turn, Harness second, Roberts third, but still they stay together, a metre or 2 between them if that. Impressive stuff from all of them. Always tougher when you've got the small field, you haven't got the people surrounding you to try and spur you on, but these 3 have done very well. Look at those times. 400ths between Bircher and Harness in first and second, John Roberts in third. About a second off the pace, but good start for our first 3 swimmers in the 100 fly. So, heat number 2, those are your names on the screen. Using lanes 1 to 8 in this one. The outside lanes 0 and 9 we will leave clear. As we get underway in heat number 2, Michael Yan up there in lane 1 then for Imperial. Josh Cann in 2 for Salford. Cian Dallaghan for Nottingham Trent in 3. James Dawson for Cambridge in 4. Greg McVicker in 5 for Strathclyde. Ilya Zip in 6 for Bristol. Lincoln Kung for Warwick in 7. Tom Gray for Durham in lane number 8. Here's McVicker, Yan and Zip are your first 3 around. McVicker, good lead there actually, over half a second. But again, that sort of midfield pack, you've got a lot of competition in that top 5, 6. To be fair, there's not a lot to separate the whole 8 in the pool. Good turn from Tom Gray. That'll help him to maintain and keep up with the group. At the front though, Greg McVicker will be the first one to the pad. A 102.35 for McVicker, representing Strathclyde. He'll be happy with that performance. Michael Yan less than a second behind. And Ilya Zip still third. Same as they were at the halfway stage. That is the order for our fastest 3 in heat number 2. So we move on to heat number 3. And Luca has been in contact on the live chat. We love it when people get in ahead of the game because it means we can read it out in time. Zach Townend in this race, freestyler in heat 3, training with Leon Marchant and Will Murfitt, 2 legends of the sport. So we're hoping to see Zach Townend doing very well here. He's in lane 3. Representing East Anglia, as we said, we've got Nathaniel Zenner in 1. Ryan Baldwin in, Nathaniel in lane 0. Ryan Baldwin in 1. Lenny Page in 2. You can see Zach Townend turns in 4th there, but it's incredibly close. Look at that, all of them within 1.04 seconds. Walsh, Porter, Weston, Burt, Goodwin, James and Duval. Rest of your swimmers in this heat. We'll keep an eye on lane 3. They may not win the race, but a brilliant performance. But to be fair, a brilliant performance from all of them. And actually, it's the top 3 lanes that are leading, which is somewhat unusual. You'd expect the golden lanes in the middle to be the fastest, but it is going to be lane 1. It is going to be Ryan Baldwin who will take the time, not quite under a minute, but what a performance. 1 minute, a little bit of spare change, 68 hundredths there as well. Zenna and Page, the top 3 on your screen, the top 3 when it comes to finishing that race. What a performance. Zach Townend, he does do well. He's the 4th fastest finisher, a 102.10. Luca, thanks for your support there. Joshua Shroud also throwing his support behind Zach. As we get ready for Heat 4, the names on the screen: Mulligan, Lightfoot, Howard, Shelton, Drew, Moyano, Stephen, Toby Hill in lane 6, Adam Simmons 7, Henry Hughes in 8, Kovacs in lane number 9. And all 10 of them are away. Officials step up to check the turns. Already we got a couple of leaders, Ben Shelton and Adam Drew in lanes 3 and 4, look to be edging ahead. Ben Shelton, 20 years old at Leeds Beck. Adam Drew, 19 years old at Durham. Those are your first 2 to turn. Adam Drew 15 hundredths ahead of lane 3. 3 seconds between all 10 of them in the pool though. These heats, thanks to the qualifications, do stay dramatic, do stay close, and these 2 at the top. Adam Drew was the first to turn at 50 metres, but I don't think he's going to be first at the end of the race. Ben Shelton is going to overtake, saved a bit more in the tank for the second half of the race, 59.51, under the minute. Adam Drew 2 hundredths over. Mate Kovacs down in lane number 9. He comes third. 1 minute, 0.5. So we've had Barcelona, we've had Durban from South Africa, and now we've got Amir Ipek's mum watching in from Turkey this afternoon. Mariam, great to have you with us, wishing him all the best. Happy to see that as we can see our next race. Maria Mendez is going to be watching this one because Daniel Fernandez is in this heat. He's in lane number 6. 19 years old from Surrey. My stomping ground. Of course, 100% impartial in this, but always good to see the swimmers from all the universities doing very well this afternoon. But Daniel, we'll be keeping an eye on him. Maria, don't you worry, in lane number 6. Got Rory King in lane 1, James Harding in 2, Alex Peaty, James Page, Joshua Ellis, Jack Mill, Joe Watkis, Rory Munn and Chris Moodley. They are there as well. Alex Peaty, the first to turn. And with a surname like Peaty, you're going to expect him to do well in this discipline, aren't you? Representing Southampton, 27.07. Daniel Fernandez was the second to turn, 27.71. There's cheers from that side of Ponds Forge, support in this open men's race. It will be Alex Peaty who is first to 59.08, but look at that. Daniel Fernandez in second. Maria, hopefully you're proud and enjoying that one. 1 minute and 4 hundredths. The boy did good. Move on then to heat number 6. Remember, we've got 11 heats in this block of our 100-metre fly. Step up into the blocks as we see the names on the pad. Adams Cornelius, Hale Keegan, Jack Abrams, saw him this morning in the pool. Alex Black in lane 5, Fowl Batley James, and Idris down in lane number 9. And we get these away then, starting to see some times under a minute. None of these managed to qualify sub-1, but I've got a feeling with the adrenaline that's starting to pump here at Ponds Forge, the energy in the room, the atmosphere, and the support from loved ones at home as well, which I'm sure they can feel through the screen. I'm sure we will see these times start to tumble. Luke Fowle is the first to turn. 6/10 ahead of Alex Keegan in second. Alex Black in third as well. Very close between those front three. As they turn for home note, final 15 metres now. Coming into the final 10, Alex Black looks to be ahead. He turned third, but it looks like he's put the boosters on for the final 25 metres. He will be the first. 1 minute, 6/100, 6/10 I should say. Luke Fowle next to him, less than half a second behind. Some very quick times in the pool. With St Andrews and Kent being well represented, with our fastest two finishers in heat number 6. So we move on to heat number 7 then. 5 heats left to go in the 100 fly. Those are your 10 who will start this race. Benowski, Walsh, Nutter, Jarvis, Durand, Carter, Tompkins, McLaughlin, Rose and Ross down in lanes 8 and 9. Keep an eye on Carl Durand and Mason Carter in this one. Lanes 4 and 5, they're in the golden lanes. Both 19 years old. Durand representing Sheffield Hallam. Mason Carter here from Surrey. Both of them qualified in less than a minute. But at the moment, they are not the ones that are leading. Sam Rose has gone out like a rocket, representing East Anglia, 26.28. The time through the first 50. And they are making their way back down the pool. And Sam Rose went out quick. I wondered if he went out too quick, but you know what? He has kept it up. The gap is still there. He will lead a 56.90 for Sam Rose. That is incredible. 3 seconds quicker than his qualifying time. And in a race where we had 5 people in under 60 seconds, that was superb. And I'm sure that Sam, with a 56.9, will be very, very happy with that. So, heat 8 starting off in our south pool. 10 lanes, locked and loaded, ready to go. You can see the names of your swimmers on the screen. Maybe you're supporting someone who is out there today. I've got people from all over. Good luck to Jack Senior at Bangor University. We've got Sam Rose from East Anglia, predicted to win. Leighton Berry, the coach. It wasn't quite a record win, but a strong swim in the pool nonetheless. See what we got going on for this one though. It is heat 8, Johnny Milner the first to turn. Tabernacle in lane 1 is the second to turn. Representing Durham. And the two of them turned pretty close to one another, to be fair. Adam up in lane 1 seems to be pulling back. I think Johnny Milner will keep the lead and will take the win here. Yeah, he will do. By a metre or so, but that was close. 64 hundredths of a second between Milner and Tabernacle. Liam Marshall down in lane number 9. Superb job from him as well. 58.3. Milner, Tabernacle and Marshall, your fastest 3 finishes in that one. So we get ready for heat 9 then. Waving through my bits of paper, just double checking what the record is for this one, because you never know if we're going to get a record this afternoon. The fly, 100 metres, is a 50.13. The way that the times have fallen today, you never know. If it doesn't happen this afternoon, remember we are here for the finals at 4:30 this afternoon. We'd love for you to join us again then, as we round out the first of 3 days of competition. Let's see who we've got in the pool then. Luke Black in lane 0 for Queen Mary. Next to him, teammate Harvey Maunders. Berkamir Packer in lane 2 for Warwick. Jason Herbert in 3 for Bath. Samuel Arrowsmith for Exeter in 4. Daniel Taylor for Surrey in 5. Lancaster in lane 6 and 7 with Mitchell Lowe for McKinley Houghton. And Harry Waite down by himself there in lane 9 for St Andrews. Always difficult when you haven't got someone in the lane next to you. It's always good to have someone there to help spur you on and keep the competition. It'll be a little bit tougher for Harry to keep his head in the game, but a good swim from him nonetheless. Harvey Maunders was the first to turn up in lane 1, and it looks like he might just have the edge. Yeah, he does. He will take the win there, a 58.12. Burke Henry Packer in the lane next to him. The two of them spurring each other on to keep going through. And Arrowsmith rounds out your fastest 3. 5 of them, though, finishing sub 59 in that race. So, as we said, the time's tumbling and the pack's getting closer. So, heat 10 on its way. 2 more left to go. The YouTube chat, enjoying it this afternoon. Good to see where people are watching in from. Let us know. We've got some more representation from Turkey. I'm loving it today. Spain, Turkey, South Africa. South Africa the furthest so far, but where else can we have people from? It's not just about the stories in the pool, stories around the world there as well, to see who it is you're supporting and watching in for today. In the pool right now, though, we have Cowan, Bradley, Dove, Bainbridge, Young, Press, Potts, Toe, Prezi Rogers and Turner. Joshua Press the first to turn, representing Stirling, 24.81 seconds. And a good lead there, a second and a half actually over Callum Cox. I mean, you can see on your screen there, he has gone out fast. And Joshua Press will keep pressing himself. Can be tempting to coast, but he wants to get every single 100th of a second out of this race. This is going to be a brilliant time, 53.76. That is incredible. Very nearly everyone in the pool under a minute. When that comes in, you really do have to push yourself, and Joshua Press did press, and what a result. Beats his qualifying time by nearly 4 seconds. That is incredible to see how these swimmers deliver on the day. So that was the penultimate heat, 1 more left to go. This is going to be heat 11. But again, we'd expect to see some fast times here. A rare moment of silence falls across Ponds Forge. You can feel the tension a little bit as we get towards the business end of these heats. Mix of adrenaline and nerves, I'm sure these swimmers can feel. Oliver Morgan on the chat, sending good luck to Elwyn Davies. We're keeping an eye out for him. And if you keep your eye out for him, he's in lane 4, representing Birmingham, right there in the top of your 2 golden lanes. He will be one to watch in this race. Let's see how he does. Littleton, Edgar, Dade, Mydilla, Davies, Houston, Strachan, Morgan, Hughes, Unwin and Bellamy. Your top 8. There you go. Mydilla, Strachan, Morgan, Hughes, first 3 to turn. But who is going to win this one? Is it going to be Elwyn Davies in lane 4, trying to push and close up again? This is close. Look at this. As they surface at the end of the final turn, you've got 3, maybe even 4, maybe even 5. This is so close between them at the front. Who's going to be first to the wall? It's Ewan Houston. Didn't think it was going to be him. He managed to push through right at the last second. Look how close those times are, though. Houston didn't look to be leading until the last second. Ollie Dade was 100th behind him. And Mattis Medley in lane 3 was 100th behind him. The top 3 separated by 200ths of a second. That is the drama we like to see here at Ponds Forge for the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships 2024. It's only day 1. It's only session 1B of the weekend, and already we are seeing some tight finishes between our swimmers. Time then to move on. 100 fly is behind us. Time now for the 50-metre breaststroke. We've got a big old chunk of heats on this one as well. 13 of them to come, so buckle up. If you've got somebody in the 50 breaststroke, make sure you let us know on the chat who it is you're supporting. And seeing who you are cheering for today. People on the chat wanting some faster times. Could we see them down near the 50? I reckon we could see that in the final. It is going to be one to watch. So this is heat number 1. They're already in the pool. Skelly, Lim, Blockley, Canty, Holman, Santana, Amir, Ipekasi, and who lay. Obviously we have got Amir being supported. Amir is in the pool. He's got a lot of support on the chat actually. There's Mariam who was watching. Mum, I'm sure you're happy with that performance. 37.99 for him. As that first heat goes, forget how quick these 50-metre breaststrokes go through. As we get to heat number 2. Those are your names on the pool, and they are away. All 10 of them there. Norman, Taylor, Hughes, Balsaw, Yorick, Van der Vos, Lunis, Ingalls, Webster and Samuel. Henry Hughes in lane 2 also is one of our power classification swimmers, swimming in the SB 15, which actually, looking on my sheet next to me, hasn't got a record yet. So whatever time he finishes in, Henry Hughes will be taking the record. Coming from Loughborough as well, one of those prestigious universities when it comes to sport, but look how close it is at the front. It is going to be Preston van der Vos who will finish first at 33.91. James Ingalls not too far away, less than half a second. That was a quick race. Well, and to Henry Hughes finishing as well, grabbing himself a record for the SB 15 classification. So we get ready for our third heat in this one. Alison's there, sending good luck to all the Team Luton in your events. Courtney Dunn is back with us. Courtney, it's good to see you. Saw you this morning. Sorting Simon Chapman, who I'm sure will be in the pool at some point soon. And we are away then for heat number 3. As we see them all up and over. No split times in this one. It is just a race to the pad at the end of the pool. They're turning, they're back. Final 5 metres left. Finley Goodsall, I reckon. Yeah, look at that. There we go. Lane number 1, 31.62. William Stiles up in lane number 1. He comes second. Where's third? Reece Green. There you go. Representing Liverpool, 32.50. Very good, so good little lead there, actually. Nearly 0.6 of a second. Moving on to heat 4 then. We will get underway shortly. You can see the swimmers getting ready on the pool side, shaking out the limbs, hitting the arms, stretching, getting ready, doing it up in the commentary booth as well, if I'm honest. And then it's heads down and getting ready for this. Those are your names on the pool. Pick your favourite, pick your lane, watch them to the end. Incredibly quick up that first 25. First to turn, I will read it through for you. Austin Williams was the first to turn for Edinburgh. You can see there, quite a big lead. He's a good couple of metres ahead of the rest of the pool. He will storm this one. Austin Williams, 29.71. Under 30 seconds. Where is my record sheet? They're starting to tumble, you know. 50-metre breaststroke, James Wilby. It's a familiar name, isn't it? Representing Loughborough back in 2018. He did this in a 26.74. So, I mean, that's one to watch as we go through. I just want a new record. That'd be good. More support for Keegan as well in heat 7. We'll keep an eye. Alex in heat number 5 as well. And we get away in this one. This is heat 5. So we'll keep an eye on Alex Risley. He is in lane number 5. Darren is on the chat, I'm sure cheering at home. Got a couple of empty lanes in this one as well. So Alex is in that bottom golden lane in the middle. I'm sure wherever Darren is, there's cheering going on. And it's looking quite close, actually. Is he going to take it? Not quite. Takes third, though. Look at that. Very good and very close as well. 35 hundredths between Michael Percy, who wins. Alex Risley in third. Andrew Kumar down in lane number 9 was your second fastest finisher. Well done to Alex, 20 years old. Superb race from him. And keep an eye on Keegan Clow, who is coming up in heat 7. This one for now, heat 6. Those are your 10 in this race. Hargreaves, Coleman, Bale, Justice, Smith, Brooks, Worth, Marchbank, Scrutton and Daniel Fletcher down in lane 9. And they are away and off. Wendy Lee on the chat, cheering on the Giant in this one. Superb turn up in lane number 3. That is Christopher Justice from Northumbria. I mean, look at the lead that he has managed to get that quickly on that race. 29.39 and a good 2.5 seconds ahead of anybody else. James Hargreaves was second for Surrey, but Christopher ahead and beyond. That is incredible. So, going to give you a bit more close commentary in the next ones. We sort out a few technical difficulties on the stream. Moving into heat number 7, Michael Yan in this one. Keegan Clow, who we know has got family watching. He's representing Bournemouth in lane 1. Sam Smith, Murray Prowse, Holly Colville, Karen Hancock in lane 5. Becky Yang in 6. Nick Bother in 7. Archie Stroger in 8 and Callum Morsam in lane number 9. But we're keeping an eye on Keegan Clow right up there in lane 1. Very popular on the feed this afternoon. They've turned around everybody pretty much neck and neck. I mean, this is all down to who can turn on the boosters and who can turn them on the most through the final 15 metres. It could be anybody's. I reckon it will go to Colville in lane 4. It does, 30.69, but look at that. absolutely incredible. And Keegan Clough, 31.87, finished 8th in that one, but very, very proud family and supporters out there. He's been very popular on the live stream this afternoon, so congratulations to Keegan's families and friends. I'm glad that you could join us from wherever you are watching today. It's the beauty of the live stream. Not only do we get to sit and commentate on fantastic sport, but we get to chat with you guys and find out where you are watching in from. We love it, so please do keep those messages coming in. You can find us on social media as well, at BUCS Sport. Those are your athletes for our next heat, heat number 8. The buzzer goes and they are away. It's going to be a blistering time. We'll keep an eye on these as they come down the pool. We get ready to turn. Ignore the giant person's head in front of the screen. I'll push him over in a minute, don't worry for you. We'll keep an eye down through the final 5 metres. Oh, this is going to be close. Who's going to take the win on this one? Oh, look at that. Alex Beard, 30.31. Okay, Martin, 30.54. Very close between the two. 23 hundredths of a second between lane 1 and lane 6. But it is Alex Beard from Surrey, who was your fastest finisher for that one. Some more shout-outs coming in. Keegan's family loving the mentions this afternoon. We love you guys as well. Great to have you there with us. Timon Chapman will be coming up soon for you, Emma. Hannah sending the good luck to George, who was in that last race in lane 2. Ian Tan from Exeter also got support from Samuel on the chat in heat 10. We'll keep an eye. This is heat number 9 in the meantime. Wilkinson, Tinwell, Wallace Senior. Vanauskas in lane 4, an empty lane 5, and it's Blight, Neal, Berwick and O'Connor in lane 6 to 9. These heats are getting closer and closer as the times tumble. I don't think I can call this. Go on, pick a lane. Which lane do you think is going to be the first one to finish between those 4? Because I can't call it. It's Guy Tinwell, but look how close that was. 5 hundredths between Tinwell and Neal. And 3 of them finishing sub 31. In fact, all of them finishing within the space of about 2 seconds. Very, very close. We move on then to heat number 10, and Ian Tan is in this one in lane number 6. The lane below the 2 golden lanes. He's representing Exeter. 24 years old. 31 seconds flat was his qualifying time. And he's got some support on the live stream as well. So, Ian, we hope you go well in this one. Could we see our first stream win today? We'll get behind him. The other 9 in the pool as well. I'm sure wherever Samuel is, he's going crazy and showing the support for Ian, who is in lane 6. But look at Matthew Yeomans in lane number 9. From Northumbria, that was a fantastic lead and a brilliant start for him. Can he maintain that? That's the big question. As they come through to the final 10 metres, it's going to be hard to close down on. James Quinn for Exeter's having a good go in lane 4, but no, it will be Yeomans who will finish at 28.99. Look at that, James Quinn under the 30 seconds as well. Ian Tan finishes in 8th to 31.46. Superb. Samuel very, very happy with that. I'm sure Samuel, let us know how you thought about that. And heads up as well to watch for Callum Nurse in lane 3 in the final heat. I'll put a little dot on my paper for you, Prez, and we'll keep an eye on that one very soon. For now though, this is going to be heat number 11. Those are your names on the screen for these 10. As we get ready for an out and out sprint once again. For me personally, I love the 50-metre events. Quick as a flash, but full of drama in that time as these ones go away. Again, look at the start for Matthew Rooney from Leeds Beck in lane 4. The start's important, but it's all about if you can maintain it. Lovely push underwater Good distance. Comes up just after 10 metres. And I think he will keep that lead. Matthew Rooney for Leeds back in lane 4. Going to be close for second. 29.92 for David Blair. And then look at the bars coming out. Oh, that is crazy. Matthew Rooney, 29.42. Superb finish time for that. But everybody so close. When my timing screen here sorts them in a second, I do believe it's going to be, it's going to be about 2 seconds between the whole field again. Huge group of people, 3rd to 6th, finishing within 0.3 of a second of one another. We love it. So we get ready for our next heat. It's our penultimate heat. It's heat number 12. As they step up onto the blocks, there are the names of the 10 who will take this on. We've also got some good luck coming in for James Escombe in heat 13 as well. Heat 13 on its way next. We've got 2 that we're going to be watching for that one. This one is heat 12 though. Again, the start is important. Quite a few good starts here. Hayden Woolley down in lane 8 for Salford, you would say, has the lead. He's the first and the furthest after that turn as well. Can he hold on to it? There are 3 of them very, very close for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. They're not going to make the win. That will be Woolley's, but look at that. 17 hundredths from 2nd to 4th. But Hayden Woolley wins with a 28.9. In fact, he was a second ahead of 2nd place in such a tightly packed race. That is a convincing win. Good to see. Okay, heat number 13 then. A big one for the chat. We've got 3 that are being watched for this one. James Escombe in lane 0. Callum Nurse being tipped for a win in lane 3. And Timon Chapman, who has been very popular on the sessions 1A and 1B this morning. The Duns are watching in from East Anglia. Let's see which of those 3 will come first. And more importantly, who will win the heat as well. James Hannibal, who should be in lane 5, has not started from Derby. So we do have an empty lane 5. Julian Lee in lane number 9 has had a superb start and a good couple of metres ahead, but this is where everyone starts to come back. Timon Chapman in lane 4, I don't think he's going to be able to make it and close the gap. He does come second though with 29.7, but Julian Lee, look at that down there, 28.82 seconds. Callum Nurse finishing 4th, James Escombe in 3rd. So the 3 we were watching on the stream in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Hope you enjoyed that race wherever you are watching. And well done for Toby Ranson as well in heat number 12. Lewis sending that one in on the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Remember, you've got social media as well. You've got Instagram and Twitter at BUCS Sport. Use the hashtag BUCSSwim to get involved with the conversation. You can also see some of the latest updates and photos and content from today on social media as well. Right, let's move on then to our final event of this 1B session. It is the Open Men's 200 IM. 50 metres my favourite distance, but the IM my favourite event because it chops and changes a great deal as you go through every stroke, bringing a new strength to people. And we've got 4 of these heats before, in fact, my apologies, we do have one final one. We have got a 1500 metre freestyle to go, so we'll be keeping an eye on that one very soon. But for now, this is the IM. Samuel Sargent in lane 1 for Chester, Sam Downey in 2 for Stirling, Robbie Thompson in 3 for Aberdeen, Reece Nixon in 4 for Chester, Taryn Murphy in 5 for Aberdeen, Ethan Carr, who was the first to turn at 50 metres for Sheffield Hallam from just down the road, in lane 6, Ethan Angel in 7 for Bangor, and in lane 8, Leon Callahan for University of Central Lancaster. So it is Robbie Thompson who is the first to turn now. The lead changes a lot. From Aberdeen, a 104.86. Here's his time at the halfway stage. Sam Downey turns in a 1:17. Sam swimming in an SM8 category here. And with no record on my piece of paper, whatever time Sam Downey finishes in, it will be a new record for that classification. So a little bit of history being made here at Ponds Forge, a little bit of BUCS history. Continuing on that story and that legacy we see so many times in the BUCS events. The names that you see on the screens here, some of them already been to Olympics and Commonwealth Games and World Championships, and others, well, this will be a milestone in their journey. So we look on the final turn, the final 25 for Ethan Carr at Sheffield Hallam. He was leading at the last split by about 5 seconds. And the gap is even bigger now. Look at this, nearly 10 metres between him and the rest. Ethan Carr at a 2:19.76. Neck and neck for second and third. Who's going to touch the wall first? Taryn Murphy, 1700ths ahead of Reese Nixon. Robbie Thompson up in lane 3, finishes 4th. We'll keep an eye on that record-breaking time, though, for Sam Downey. Turns in the final 15 metres. The final 10. There's applause around the South Pool for Sam. Sam will come in. The final time at 2:54.94. A BUCS record for our SM8 swimmer in this 200 medley. So 4 of these heats, 1 down, 3 to go. As the whistle blows, we will see the names on the screen of our 10 in the pool. Jack Milne in lane 3, swimming with the SM14 classification. And Dylan Broom will be swimming with the SM14 straight after, so we shall see how that goes. Got some support coming in for Ewan McDonald. He's going to be in our next heat, Joanne. Nearly there, nearly there. Supporting Glasgow Uni. For now, though, in heat 2, we've got Cameron Shaw in lane 0, Ashley Coles, Fergus Woodward, Jack Milne, as we mentioned, Joe Watkis, James Dakin, Chad Idris, Craig Stoven, Aaron Wharton, and Connor Walsh in lane 9. That's who's in the pool. James Dakin for Leeds was leading at the end of the first 50. With the IM, it all comes down to your strength. And we can see already that after quite a big lead at the end of the first 50, Dakin has already lost about a second of that to Craig Stoven. So this will be an interesting one to watch at the front. And the chase was 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th as well, tightening up. And Jack Milne, of course, setting the time for that SM14. We will make a note of that at the end of this race. Out in front, though, look at this. James Dakin will turn at the 150. 1:39.69. Let's do some quick maths here. That's 5 seconds ahead of Ashley Coles, who's now in 2nd. Craig Stoven has gone down to 3rd. The 50 of Freestyle to finish it off. And no one is going to close that gap. The man from Leeds has led from the front. 10 metres ahead of everybody else. Look at that, a 2:11.58. That is fantastic. A 2:11.58. Craig Stoven manages to put it back to 2nd. Fergus Woodward then comes into 3rd. So Ashley Coles, he was 2nd at the 150 mark. And Jack Milne, the 2:20.73. We will see if Dylan Broom in this next heat will be able to beat that, because that is now the current marker for the SM14 classification. As we see some support for Chris Justice as well coming through on the chat. Great to have you with us this afternoon. Coming towards the closing stages of this 1B session. Remember, session 2 coming up later today. We'll be starting that at 4:30. All the finals, and I'll be joined by Ewan Dunlop for that video. The two of us taking you through the finals on day 1 of 3 in this competition. So we're underway with heat number 3, Elias Knowles in lane 0 for Oxford. Then Durham in lanes 1 and 2 with Atticus Strickland and Matthias Pospisil. Dylan Broom for Swansea in lane 3, as we said, swimming in the SM14 classification. He's got a record to try and beat of a 2:20.73. Lewis Turner in 4 for Leeds. Aberdeen's Ben Rogers in 5. Max Pelosi in 6 for St Andrews. Samuel McCarthy for Cardiff in 7. Ewan MacDonald, who's got some love on the feed for Glasgow, in 8. And Will Sutcliffe for York in lane 9. Joanne, I'm sure you are watching Ewan on this one. He's in lane 8. You can see the split times there. It's going to be Lewis Turner who will turn first. Turner by name, first Turner by nature. Ewan MacDonald in second though. Joanne, I'm sure getting excited at home. Second and a little bit. 1.3 seconds or so between the two of them. Dylan Broom is third as well. In lane 3. 125 metres down. Less than 75 left to go now. Let's see what we go. You have to say at this point that Lewis Turner is unbeatable. With a 5 metre lead at least. Ewan MacDonald is doing his best to try and close the gap, but it's now 4 seconds plus. The swimmer from Leeds has led from the beginning as Turner turns for home. Ewan MacDonald for Glasgow. Joanne, he's done good. But it will be Lewis Turner who will finish first. A 2:08.57. MacDonald goes second. 2:14.65. You can hear the cheers for Ewan in the crowd here as well. The horns going off. Samuel McCarthy. Dylan Broom, 2:17.04. That will be now our fastest time for the SM14. So well done to Dylan for breaking that record. And Atticus Strickland comes through a 2:32.66. Brilliant penultimate heat in our 200 IM. So one more left then. One more left for the 200 IM. Let's find out who's going to be quickest. Looks like we might have a couple of empty lanes in this one. So I'll keep you updated on who starts in just a second. You can see the names on the pool there. But lane 0, 4 and 7 look empty to me as they make their way in. For the 7 that have started, less competition, more chance of being a fastest finisher, which may not win them a medal, but a bit of pride and will bring a smile to their face this weekend. They'll get their head in the game as they go through to later events over the weekend. 3 days, of course, of competition here at Ponds Forge. As we see the turn, 3 of them turning in 27. Jonathan Dye, the first one from Oxford. McKinley Houghton in lane 9 is second. And Johnny Milner is third. So those are your top 3 after 50 metres. But it could be anyone's. This is the thing with the individual medley. You don't know until the final 25 metres half of the time, because it changes so much during it. See, on the backstroke, everyone's pretty much neck and neck again. Very, very close. Let's see the times here. Yeah, look at that. A second and a 10th between the 7 of them in the pool. McKinley Houghton, well, second a minute ago, is now 7th. It really could be anybody's, particularly when it's this close as well. Every single turn and glide can count. It is nip and tuck. It is the tiniest of margins. Bit of a lead now, though, for Lawrence Elliott from Exeter. Obviously, a breaststroke, a strength of his. He'll be the first to touch the wall as we go into the 53. 7/10, though, between him and James Escombe. That's not a huge gap. That is one that can be closed. Support for Lawrence in the chat. And support for Matthew Appleby as well. Appleby, I believe, coming up in one of our races, so we'll keep an eye out for him. But there's your finish. Look at that, Lawrence Elliott. He was popular in the chat. Lawrence Elliott takes the win, a 2:08.39. Second place, Johnny Milner, 2:10. About 2 seconds, the gap then between the two of them. What a race that was. James Escombe slips to third, but well done to all 7 of them in that final heat of the medley. So, we move on to our final event of the session. 2 heats in this one. And it will be the 1500 metres freestyle. Quick bit of maths. How many lengths is that? Give me a second. I'll work it out in a second. If anyone in the chat wants to help me, that would be lovely. Should have done my maths before, really. 1500 goes into 25 a certain amount of times. Very different from the pace that we've had so far today. Always think when it comes to these longer races, obviously tired, tiring on the arms and the legs, but also tiring when it comes to the mind as well. If any of you out there have done swimming for any considerable amount of time, then you will know that actually it's not just the body that makes it tough, it's the head too. Thanks to the officials there with their giant numbers that have told me that there are 60 lengths in this race. That's what I thought, but I didn't want to say it without checking. We're fine with these long distance races. The officials will show us how many lengths the athletes have got to go on those boards. And we get a lovely bell rung as well, just like you do in other sports when they come in with 50 metres left to go. So, we are underway then in this 1500 metre freestyle heat 1. A couple of empty lanes you can see. So we're starting in lane 2 for this one. Daniel Menzer from Birmingham. Scott Fleming for Stirling is in lane 3. Matthew Warburton for Bath in 4. Sam Cook for Birmingham in 5. William Shepherd for Stirling in 6. David Coyle for Nottingham Trent in 7. And Ewan Jones for Stirling in lane number 8. So the 60 lengths are underway. And the qualifying times for this one, having a look, I mean, we've got a mix here, pretty much everyone between 16 and 17 minutes. So this is what I mean when I say this discipline, these long distance races, I've always found particularly difficult. As someone who swims semi-regularly, although not competitively, it must be said, 40 minutes in the pool can feel like a very long time. So for these athletes, although competition will very much be on their mind, and they'll be pacing themselves and they'll be going through the training, they'll be thinking about what their coaches have been saying. You know, they will have things, they will have techniques that will keep them going. They'll be counting down the numbers as the rest of us do. For these athletes, it will be tough to make sure that we keep things going. A little bit of a maths issue with one of the officials there. Just realising that the board hadn't quite flipped how they'd want to, so all of them will have 52 lengths left at the end of this one. The lead at the moment is with Sam Cook from Birmingham, 2:03.2. A couple of seconds ahead of Matthew Warburton next to him. But again, this is the thing. This is one of those longer races, so pace more than ever will really come into it. We spoke about it in the 200 IM, about the fact that you will have to think about when to go, when to, you know, play to your strengths in those. For this race, it's just about keeping that steady pace. And as in any long distance event, not just in swimming, but in other disciplines as well, just thinking about when to sprint for the end. Julie saying well done to Lewis Turner, all from Leeds University. Good look in the relay. I can tell you right now that on the North Pool stream, if you want to join Ewan, they've got the mixed 200 metre team medleys at the moment, just about to start heat 2, so you can find those on YouTube as well if you want to, and you can join Ewan for that, or stick around with me for the 1500 metres. Slightly calmer after the 200 IM that we had recently, and some 50 metre sprints we've had today as well. But if you do head out to the other one, or stick with us, remember that we are back at 4:30 to continue with our finals this evening, which we are very, very much looking forward to. Ewan will be joining us here. We'll both be commentating on the North Pool and seeing how things will be going at this weekend, which has got underway to a successful start. Sponsors, of course, New Balance. And Team Sports would love to be the university's official kits supplier. They work closely with loads of clients to create bespoke kits for personal requirements. You can get in contact with them to find out more information. It must be said, walking around the venue as I did during the break, seeing all the universities in their different kits. Team spirits as well, very much high today. We love to see. So let's bring our attention back to the pool then. We are coming to a third of the distance, so you can see 42 on the boards there. When we get to 40, that will be the 500 metre split, a third of the way through this swim. And it's been a pretty consistent swim for Sam Cook. He's 18 years old. He is here for Birmingham today, and he is the one who has taken the lead of the race. He's going to come in now. There's the board for 40. You'll know now a third of the distance is done, a 5:15.16. Close for second and third as they turn. Menzer and Fleming, 3/10 between one another. They are about 5 seconds behind Sam Cook. And again, when we're talking about the toughness of this event, you can see right there in the pool one of the ways in which you can just help keep yourself motivated. For Sam, ahead, nearly 10 metres ahead of everybody else. For him, he will see the rest of the field when he turns, but he doesn't have someone there on his shoulder to help him. For Menzer and Fleming up in lanes 2 and 3, they're pretty much matching each other for pace. 3/10 between them again, and it's quite a clever strategy to do that. It means you can size up your opponent, you can think about a little bit of a stretch and a sprint at the end, but also in a long race where if you go ahead or if you fall behind, it can feel quite lonely in the pool. They've been quite clever to do that. Pace each other, motivate each other, spur each other on, and I'm sure as we come towards the end of the race, there will be a sprint between those two, and we will see which one of those is the fastest. So, make their way back down again. We're coming towards the halfway stage, 650 metres in the pool now. Sam Cook still leading, not the fastest time for the qualifiers, ironically. Matthew Warburton in lane 4 next to him is a little bit quicker, only by 3 seconds. But 4 and 5 is where we'd see the action. Matthew Warburton currently in 6th for Bath. About 12 seconds behind Sam at the 6:50 mark. But for now, pretty much everyone staying together. Sam, though, really starting to stretch ahead. And now 25 metres ahead of Ewan Jones, who is currently in 7th of R7. So Sam comes in to take the 30. He's halfway through. 750 metres, 7 minutes 54. And a big lead coming up. You can see Fleming now starting to gain over Menza as well by a second or so. But it is Sam Cook currently leading for Birmingham. Second, Scott Fleming for Stirling. Daniel Menza for Birmingham is third. David Coyle for Nottingham Trent is fourth. William Shepherd for Stirling is fifth. Matthew Warburton for Bath is sixth. And Ewan Jones currently 7th for Stirling as well. 3 from Stirling in the pool. 2 from Bath. No, sorry, 2 for Birmingham, 1 for Bath, and 1 from Nottingham Trent as well. So, as we've seen a lot in these BUCS events, universities from the length and the breadth of the country well represented. As you can hear the noise from the somewhat chaotic medleys going down to my left. One of those moments where you can see the very different sides of Ponds Forge. A head down, focused race in the 1500 metres, and pure chaos on the pool side in the North Pool for the 200 medley teams going on at this moment in time. So, Sam Cook, 36 lengths down now, 24 left to go. Making his way through, 60% now of the distance, 900 metres. About 10 seconds between Cook and Scott Fleming. Fleming, who kept with that pace with Menza to begin with, but has now kicked on a little, has decided that actually he wants to put a bit of a buffer in. And will try and close that gap. I mean, it's going to be a tough gap to close because Sam Cook went away so well. And that 10-second gap is pretty consistent, so we'll keep an eye on that as we go into the final third of the race. But I would say at this point, Sam Cook is one hand towards the fastest finisher in this heat. There'll be a second heat for this as well. And the second heat has got some very quick times. Daniel Whiffen will be in our second heat, the Olympic champion and bronze medalist, of course. He got the gold in the 800-metre freestyle in Paris this summer, and the 1500-metre bronze, so he will definitely be one to watch in that second heat. With Sam Cook turns in 11:04. How's the gap looking? About 11 seconds now, so that is starting to stretch. Daniel Menza still holding on to third, though. He's staying with Fleming as well as he can. As the lengths continue to tumble down, 18s and 16s on the pool side. Sam Cook turns once again, 11:36. About 11 seconds now, the gap between first and second as we come towards the business end of the race. We're into the final 500 metres. The noise level in Ponds Forge getting very big for the medley. One of the headline events for the weekend, of course. And a reminder, we won't have any finals for this 1500 metres. These will be timed heats, so we'll know by the end of them who it is who will take the medals for the 1500. So Sam Cook continues, and we now start to see a little bit of lapping going on. Sam Cook turning a second or so behind William Shepherd, so 50 metres ahead now, and this could help Sam. Again, just keep him motivated as we come through. 10 lengths left for him, now down to 8, so the final 200 metres for Sam Cook. The gap still widening. The pace that this young man has got is incredible. "18 years old. Matthew Warburton, as we said, in the lane next to him in lane 4, was the fastest on paper coming into this. And Sam is going to make this a convincing win. His qualifying time of 15:54.82. So as we get to these final 150 metres, it'll be interesting to see how far under that time he comes in, or where he is in relation, because there's definitely been some sort of motivation in his head today as he comes in. 100 metres left to go, 4 lengths, he turns. A good distance ahead now. This has been an impressive swim. And at 18 years old, you have to think about what more this young man is capable of. He has led this race. We can see the 2. The whistle is blown. We've got whistles, not bells, this weekend. The whistle tells him there are 2 more to go. The feet splashing as he's turning on the boosters. He wants to finish this in style. His qualifying time instead of 15:54. There's a chance he'll come under this. With the way that he has performed today, Sam Cook needs to be very proud of himself and how he's managed this race. He will come in under his qualifying time. He finishes in a 15:46.29. That is incredible for him. 8 seconds below his qualifying time. You might be able to hear the whistles as they come in. Scott Fleming will take second place. He pushed on in the second half of that race. Daniel Menzer managing to stay within the distance. Those are your fastest 3 finishes: Cook, Fleming, Menzer. And actually, when you look at it on the screen at the end of that, Sam Cook was ahead by a huge margin in the pool. But when you think about it with the times, you know, less than 20 seconds between him and Scott Fleming. You see how hard Fleming had to work there. William Shepherd will finish 4th. David Coyle finishes 5th with a 16:30. Matthew Warburton, 16:33. And Ewan Jones, look at that, finishes off 16:42. Less than a minute behind, or between I should say, all of our 7 in the pool. A tough race, and they have all done incredibly well with that. So that is the end of the 1500 metres. 42 heats we've had in this session this afternoon. We will have a second heat for the 1500 metre freestyle, but it will be swum in the final session, which will be the session that starts at 4:30 this afternoon. A massive thank you for your company wherever you've been listening, around the UK, around the world. If you've been supporting friends or family, for sending in your messages for the swimmers, for the universities, or if you've just been having fun with us on a Friday afternoon, enjoying some of the best swimming that our BUCS universities have to offer. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with you for this second session today. A reminder that Ewan and I will be back again at 4:30 this afternoon. We will take you through all of the finals for this first day of action, the first of 3 days at the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championship 2024. The BUCS Swimming Series, of course, is just one of those 3 parts. A huge thank you to our partners New Balance and to Milk Every Moment for their contributions, and of course our thanks to the officials, the volunteers, the venue staff, and everybody here as well. Most importantly, for you at home, a massive thank you for watching. We hope to see you again for the finals at 4:30, but for now I've been James Pearce, and I hope to see you again very soon.
Glasses of milk for everyone all around afterwards, I think, and you should be milking every moment, and that's what we're going to introduce. Milk Every Moment, a new campaign to help students understand the benefit of milk on their sporting performance. An affordable, natural, versatile and widely available choice after exercise. Milk provides a whole host of nutrients, vitamins and minerals to help fuel your workouts. A great option if you are on a budget.
What's your favourite recipe to make using milk?
Mac and cheese. I was gonna go with strawberry milk. Pancakes.
Yeah. Nice.
With that in mind, let's talk about milk and BUCS being proud to promote the Milk Every Moment campaign.
Milk provides high quality protein which helps support muscle growth and repair, and B vitamins to assist with energy release. A glass of milk is great for refueling and repairing those tired muscles after a physical match.